This is the sow and grow video for salad onions and leeks. Spring onions, perennial onions, leeks and chives are all basically sown the same way. Now you can sow these crops directly outside from March onwards, but I prefer to start them a little bit earlier and start them inside in module trays. Take a module tray and fill it with compost. So once you've filled your module tray, give it a pat to get rid of any air pockets that might be in there, but don't press it down because you don't want the soil to be compacted. And then you're just going to make a very shallow depression with your finger in each hole of the module tray. And that's because this seed does not need to be sown very deeply at all. You're basically just making a little dip to put the seeds in, and then you're going to very lightly cover them, and that's all they need. And then you're aiming to get roughly 3 to 4 seeds in each hole. If you get a few more or a few less in each one, it doesn't matter. It's not a precise thing, but that's what you're aiming for, roughly 3 to 4. And then take a little compost and sprinkle it lightly on top, just to cover. Now, if you're starting these very early and it's very cold outside, you might find that you need a little bit of warmth just to get them to germinate. So you might want to consider starting them in the house, but they shouldn't need particularly heat mats or lights to get going. You just want a little extra heat just to give them a bump and get them started. After that, you can move them out to the greenhouse to grow on. Once big enough to handle, you can take those little clumps and you can plant them out. Now these are very cold hardy plants, so you're not having to worry too much about waiting for the last frost date before you can plant them out. They should be able to take care of themselves. Now you can plant them out in the clumps and grow them as a little group. Leeks in particular, you may want to separate them and plant them individually in rows. It's entirely up to you, but leeks can be grown in clumps just like spring onions and bunching onions. And then after that, keep them moist and they should pretty much take care of themselves. The thing to remember to make the most out of these onions is when harvesting them, rather than pulling up the whole plant, take a knife and cut them off above the roots. Now the reason you're going to do that is because perennial onions will come back again and again for years from that root base. And biennial onions like leeks and spring onions, you'll get 2 to 3 more harvests from regrowth if you leave the roots in rather than putting them up. So you really get a lot more from one sowing as long as you're not taking the roots out of the soil. If you want to try any of these amazing and really easy to grow onions, check out our seed range on shegrowsveg.com. We've got lots of interesting options for you to try.